Hi, today's a project.
Now we're going to rearrange our little trailer that we haul behind the motorhome, the Winnebago View.
Yep, we're going to rearrange everything inside of our cargo trailer. Steve took everything out and we're going to prioritize, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's important. We're going to prioritize and figure out what stuff we need, what stuff we don't need, especially for a winter trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's our task today. And Nick is out here to help us, aren't you, Nick? So Nick is out here to do a job. He says, I'm thinking I would rather hop in my little cart and go for a ride on the bikes. So this is the number one thing we need to make space for, of course, are the e-bikes. That's number one top priority. And next priority, of course, is Nick's little cart to ride along. Right, Nick? What is that? Is that your little wagon? Is that where you go for a ride? You go for a bike ride. Yeah. Okay, we're done assessing and reassessing the priority items, things like the Coleman grill. And we omitted our Blackstone griddle. We found out we're just not using it enough. We have chargers for the bikes. We have thermocells, which are very important for the mosquitoes. We have propane items, fire starting items. Then over here we have chargers, because it's very important we bring along a drill and some of his other equipment. This one's kind of handy. It goes on the batteries. The battery packs, and it's a really bright work light in case of emergency. Then over here we have all of our solar stuff in that tote back there. Here's two necessities. They sound a little silly, but we do have an electric chainsaw and a leaf blower. It's been many times we wished we had the leaf blower, especially for blowing off the tops of the slides before we pull them in, even though we do have slide covers. This is a portable folding table. These are some extra RV awning shade screens that go on the edge of our awning. Down here on the ground, we have some of our power cords that we need, various sizes, because you just never know what you need along. Over here, we're working with some tool bins full of necessary tools, sockets, wrenches, pliers, and a kneeling pad. These are things we're thinking about omitting. In the blue cases are my Instapot and air fryer. Think about omitting that and an extra rug, camping mat, because we do have a bigger one now that we like better. Back there's the BLUETTI. That's a necessity, but it's going up in the compartment on the passenger side in the motorhome. Over here, some other things we're working on. This is a pellet campfire stove we enjoy, and a bin full of the pellets that go with it. Patio camp lights. That's a necessity, is our washing machine, but that goes up in the shower stall inside of the rig. We here have a step ladder, an extra little folding table, and that handy little propane tank down there. I believe that's what, a 1 pounder, 5 pounder? 5 pounder. Little tank, refillable. So we kind of went over all of our gear and we're figuring out how to put all that in here, plus our bikes. It had been all in here before, but we were thinking of new places to put it. Over here we have a little step stool for getting in and out of the trailer. We have their newer, bigger camping mat. We have Nick, who is helping. We have his famous little anchor and tie-out rope down here. And we have a broom. So, I think it's time to start organizing, Nick. What do you think? Well, what do you know? We have everything in except the e-bikes, of course. The e-bikes go here and here. They are strapped down with those blue straps, and the forks of the e-bikes snug into two little U-shaped areas on the shelf. But we have everything in. This is just a little 4-foot by 6-foot Wells cargo trailer. But we have along everything we need, including step ladder, the extra folding table, some extra lawn chairs, and all of the bins and gear of all of our equipment and tools. So everything fit in perfectly, along with our propane tank, pellet campfire pit, flame genie, our bigger camping carpet now. It's bigger than the other one, but it'll fit right in between the bikes. We could even stand that up on end and bungee it to the shelf if we needed to. But for right now, everything is geared up and we'll be ready to go. We just need to toss in the bikes. We haven't done that yet because we still might get in a ride this weekend. It's supposed to be warm enough. We hope so. These e-bikes are from the Lectric company and they're made to fold up. We flip down the handlebars. There's a lever right about here. Flip them down out of the way, and then just this fork area here nests into that shelf. And the rest of the bike we leave intact, but they do, if we wanted to, they do come apart here and fold in half. But we don't need to do that. They stand upright then, and we bungee cord the rear wheel down with the blue bungees and the D-rings. And Nick's little cart, this whole thing folds up flat and the two wheels pop off. So we have not put those, I know, you want to go for a ride, don't you? I know, but not today. It's raining outside. Sorry. Such a sad doggy. Okay, here's the less used compartment on the outside of the motorhome. This one is underneath the slide, and we don't access this one as much. So these are the things we don't use as often. We keep a folded up tarp because you just never know. And back in there in the gray or brown canvas bag is an air compressor. And we have a monkey wrench for the tire changing. We have 2 bins of most used tools. We have a little folding saw. Back here around the corner, there's some chemicals for diesel engines. We have some extra drainage hoses. A funnel. Little hatchet, extendable windshield telescoping brush.
Gets used an awful lot.
Yes, it does. A little hatchet. And that's very important. That's a torque wrench, right? Breaker bar.
Yep.
For changing a tire. And these are just some extra little water jugs if we ever have to carry water. And this jug Steve refills from the large gallon of DEF, D-E-F, diesel emission fluid.
Yeah, so I don't have to have a 2.5 gallon.
Yeah, so you don't have to carry the big, huge jug along.
Yeah, so if I can't fill the engine compartment up. Oh shoot, I forgot to put this in there.
Oh, your kneeling pad.
Yeah.
As we get older, we need our kneeling pads. Steve has had work done on both of his knees over the years. Okay, let's head over to the other side and see what we can see. Okay, this compartment generally holds our BLUETTI, which we use as an alternative power source. It's a huge LiFePO battery, lithium iron phosphate battery, and it has everything contained in it that allows us to control our power center for solar, for DC, for AC. We use it right here. We also have our patio gewgaws, our thermocells. He was able to work those containers in here. And then we have my little carbiner hook that I put on my lawn chair arm to hook Nick's leash to. So that compartment is all ready to go, except we keep the BLUETTI in the garage over the winter or until we travel again.
Or in the house if it gets too cold.
Or in the house, yes. And what's nice about the BLUETTI, I'll put the model in the link below, is it can also be used if we have a power outage on our house. Now this back compartment here has an additional water hose. It has some chocks for the trailer for chocking the tires. It has a lock for the hitch on the little cargo trailer. And we have leveling blocks, Lynx leveler blocks. So that compartment's pretty full. That is a compartment that does not have carpeting in it. And it's a plastic bin with weep holes at the bottom. You can put wet, muddy things in that compartment and it doesn't matter. And those are the things that get the wettest and the muddiest. Because our other bins are all nicely carpeted and finished off. So it's kind of sensible that Winnebago made one like that. Now in the back here, in this compartment, we try to take things out of this before we put the slide out for the bedroom. And this compartment is really handy. It has our big folding chase lounges, has our reflectix that we put in the windows. I've shown that on other videos for either keeping in the heat or keeping out the heat when it's really hot in the middle of summer. It helps with our air conditioning. This one here is a big folding, it's 2 foot by 2 foot when it's folded up, but it's 4 foot by 2 foot when it's open. Big folding lifetime table. I use that for sewing, or we can use it for food, for cooking. It has adjustable legs. Here's that little fold-up table we had in the garage. It's a little mesh fold-up table with 3 different heights. And back in this corner, we have our quilted thermal blanket that goes over the front windshield. And way in the back, which is also accessible from inside under the bed, is a vacuum cleaner. We don't use it very often. We don't have a lot of carpet, but it's handy to have. This extra piece of pool noodle serves a couple different purposes. It's multi-use. It keeps our chairs from rattling backwards and sliding around. It can go up on our slide outs between the slide out topper and the slide out. If it's windy, it keeps it from vibrating and rattling. It serves another purpose also, to go on the ground for the cord for our Starlink, because the Starlink cord is gray and we put it in an area where we want somebody to see it so they don't trip over the cord, and we just run the cord through the middle of the pool noodle. We cut a little slit.
Okay, we also use it for a warning thing to snap onto the slides when they're out, in case people are walking by closely, they could see it, or if we're on a narrow area of I don't know, where someone's close and they'd be walking through for whatever reason, they could see the red.
Yes, it's got the slit in it here, and we can just clip it onto the edge of the slide when the slide is extended as an extra warning or bumper.
Yeah, mostly it would be on the side of the motorhome. So.
Another thing Steve did is he added styrofoam to the back side of this door for this compartment, because there was no insulation here, and this is open right up to the underside of the plywood for our bed, and it gets awfully cold. So it's one extra layer of insulation that Steve added that Winnebago did not do.
Yeah, which is kind of unusual.
Yeah. So we are all buttoned up here with our most repellents underneath that we talked about in our last video, the most detectors or repellent units from Victor. And here's our rig all buttoned up, and here's the kids' rig all buttoned up. And they don't go anywhere in the winter, but we are hoping to. So I think we're pretty well buttoned up here for getting ready for November, December, January, being holed up at home.
Yeah, maybe.
But then we want to escape.
And go south where it's warmer.
South, or maybe west, or maybe a little bit of both.
Southwest, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to see.
Okay, but in the meantime, We did our work today. Now I think it's time to get back in the house. It's cold. It's like 30 degrees out here.
Kind of
Brr.
damp today.
Brr.